Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here and today I'm doing a haul. So the first books I want to show you in today's haul are ones that I was kindly sent by the publishers. The first one is called Ink by Alice Broadway. This is a beautiful ARC copy. It's out in February of 2017 and this was kindly sent to me by Scholastic. So this is the start of a YA trilogy and it's set in a world where everything you do, every significant thing that happens, every deed that happens gets tattooed onto your body. And when the main protagonist in this father dies, she wants to have the tattoos removed and his skin turned into like a book. I don't know if this is sort of a tradition, but she starts to notice anomalies in his tattoos and this leads her to question whether she knew who he really was. And it sounds really interesting. I love the idea of documenting your life and your deeds on your body, and I'm really excited to see where this one goes. Next, I was very kindly sent Pantomime by Laura Lamb from Pan Macmillan. This is book one. I'm not sure if it's in a duology or a series. In this book we're following Jean and she is both male and female, which is something I've not read about in books before, and she also has these magical abilities which are very rare and not seen in people very often. When her parents betray her, she flees from home as a boy and takes part in a circus. She becomes an aerialist in a circus and the story takes off, and I'm really intrigued by this. I think from the looks of the back that it is a series, because we seem to have one called Shadow Play and one also called Masquerade, so I think this is going to be a series. This one is already out and so I can't wait to try it out. Next from Picador I received The Wonder by Emma Donoghue and I'm really excited. I'm hearing wonderful things about this story and it's a really beautiful book. From what I can gather, it's about a nurse. She arrives at this small Irish village where an 11-year-old girl hasn't eaten for months and yet still is alive, and it's sort of a magical realism tale and a look into how this is possible and the effect it's having on people in the local area. And yeah, I'm really intrigued by this and I've heard really good things, so I'm looking forward to trying it out. And then finally I was sent The Doll Funeral by Kate Haim. Kate wrote The Girl in the Red Coat, which I really enjoyed when I read it, and this one just sounds really intriguing. The back says, "My name is Ruby. I live with Barbara and Mick. They're not my real parents, but they tell me what to do and what to say. I'm supposed to say that the bruises on my arms and the black eyes come from falling down the stairs, but there are things I won't say. I won't tell them I'm going to hunt for my real parents. I don't say a word about the shadow who sits on the stairs or the wasp lady I saw on the way to bed. I did tell Mick that I saw the woman in the buttercup dress hanging upside down from her seatbelt deep in the forest at the back of our house. I told him I saw death crawl out of her. He said he'd give me a medal for lying. I wasn't lying. I'm a hunter for lost souls and I'm going to be with my real family and I'm not going to let Mick stop me." This sounds intriguing and I have no idea where it's going to go and what type of story it's going to be, but I'm looking forward to finding out. The next book I was sent from the Willoughby Book Club, which is my monthly subscription, and that is Fated by Alison Noel. This is part of the first book in the Soul Seekers. I didn't know anything about this until I received it. So it's a YA story. It's about a young girl. She is starting to see things and so she is sent to live with her grandmother in New Mexico, and it's about her becoming a soul seeker, which is a person who can navigate between the living and the dead. So I'm looking forward to seeing what I think of this one and hopefully it'll be a good fun read. The next books are all books that I've picked up for myself. The first was one that I felt that I should read and it was the one that won the Man Booker Prize, and that was The Sellout by Paul Beatty. I'm intrigued to see what I think of this. I really like the cover. I think it's really pretty. This is a satirical novel. In it our protagonist decides to bring back slavery and segregation, I believe. I've heard really mixed reviews and some very positive and some mediocre, so I want to see what I think of it for myself. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I tried some Sarah Manning recently. I tried You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, which was a booktuber recommends from the lovely Carolyn Storer, and so I've been picking up all of her books. And a trilogy that one of you recommended that I try is the Diary of a Crush trilogy, which has French Kiss and Sealed with a Kiss and Kiss and Make Up. So this is about a girl, she starts college. In this first one, she goes to Paris on a trip. So there might be a romance. I've heard it's just really nice, really fun, and really enjoyable. So I'm looking forward to getting stuck into these and gobbling them up. The next book was recommended to me, I think it was on Goodreads, you know, where you get that recommended books for, you know, you've read this and we recommend you read this. And it's called Almost Girl by Amelie Howard. This says on the back, 17-year-old Riven comes from a world ravaged by a devastating android war, a parallel world to Earth. A Legion general, she is the right hand of the young prince of Neospis. In Neospis, she has everything, rank, responsibility and respect. But when Prince Kael sends her away to find his long-lost brother Caden, who has been spirited back to modern-day Earth, Riven finds herself in uncharted territory. Thrown out of her comfort zone, but with the mindset of a soldier and in a race against time to bring Caden home, Riven has to learn how to be a girl in a realm that is opposite to what she knows. Will Riven be able to find the strength to defy her very nature, or will she become the monstrous soldier she was designed to be? So yeah, this looks interesting. I like the idea of someone coming to Earth and having to try and fit in and sort of seeing how they get on with things on Earth. I think that's a really interesting idea, so I'm looking forward to this one. This next one I picked up because the back, it says it's Roald Dahl meets American Psycho in a gripping tale about filth behind fine dining. It's called The Hunger and the Howling of Killian Lone by Will Storr. I just think this cover is very bright and brilliant, and it says Hell's Kitchen has a new head chef. Max Mann is one of the most compelling, repulsive villains in recent fiction, and I rooted for his whipping boy turned nemesis, Killian Lone, on every page. This is a pitch dark, highly original fable about family, ambition and the redemptive power of cooking. By turns enchanting and grotesque, I couldn't tear myself away from it. And this is, that was the blurb from Erin Kelly, who's the author of The Burning Air and The Poison Tree. I'm excited about this. I mean, it just sounds really weird. The blurb says, there are no ghosts, there are only stories too stubborn to die. There was a time when everyone in the country knew my name. I was the greatest chef in the world, but today no one has heard of Killian Lone. This is my story. It must be told now for the final time. It begins in my boyhood in this very kitchen. So I'm really intrigued by this. Any book that talks about food is always interesting to me. And then finally, the book I picked up next was picked up on the recommendation of Janet from Swirly Girly Reads, because we have very similar taste in general and she really enjoyed this one. And that is The Death House by Sarah Pinborough. This is a really nice naked hardback, which I really enjoy. I believe this is a story in a world where people are getting some sort of blood poisoning or some sort of problem, and if they are discovered with whatever this virus is, they are sent to this death house, and it's like a sanatorium, and if you get to a certain stage they put you in a sort of a more restrictive part of it. And yeah, I'm really intrigued by this one, and Janet really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to giving it a go and seeing what I think. So that's all the books that I have bought and received recently. Have you read any of these? What are your thoughts on them? Which ones do you think sound good? What have you bought recently? Let's chat as always in the comments below, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.